Ghana's former leader, John Dramani Mahama, was declared the winner of the presidential election with 55.6% of the vote. Ghanaians expressed their discontent with the ruling party over the country's worst cost of living crisis in a generation. These elections are also seen by the international community as a litmus test for a smooth democratic transition of power. For more on this historic election, we go to our viewer, Paul Ndiho, who is in Accra and has been observing firsthand the election. Hi, Paul. Now, first thing we want to... Hi, let's talk about just the conduct of the elections. We know that in many African countries, election time is a time that is, a time of tension and worry. How was it like there as you witnessed the process take place?
Vincent, this was one of the most peaceful, most well-organized elections that I've covered in a long time. Compared to the rest of African countries where you have security agents engaging the local people, the security in this particular election was very, very relaxed. There was police presence on the ground, but really just observe and nothing else. I did not, I was able to at least 6 polling stations. I did not see anything that was out of the ordinary. So when it comes to organization, for sure, I think the Electoral Commission here did a thorough job in trying to organize these elections.
And also, of course, there's always the question of are the elections free, fair, and credible? Most times, you'll see some candidates even going to court before the election results are announced. How has it been like in Ghana?
You know, a lot of people talk about Ghana as a beacon of democracy for Africa. Yes, indeed, it is. I was remarkably shocked when I heard the current vice president, Mahamudu Bawumia, concede. We're invited for that press conference, but by the time we got there, he was already done. So it talks, it speaks to the credibility of the process, the country, where the country is heading. They have embraced democracy compared to the neighboring countries where, in some cases, we have military regimes taking over. So when it comes to Ghana, I think what happened I think it set a precedent for all the other countries that when you lose, for sure, they looked at their own internal polling and the results were not good. They looked at everything else, everything pointed to the opposition winning. So because of that, he was able to call it early, and he called his running mate, his former opposition leader, now President-elect Mahama, and conceded defeat. And that's how things have been so far. As you can see, I'm at the headquarters. It's quiet, it's calm, even though there are some pockets of violence that have broken up across the country. Largely supporters are of the opposition because they want to take over jobs before even the current president leaves office. So they are ready to take over.
Now, let's actually talk about some of those realities. Promises were made. What are people telling you they want to see the incoming president do as soon as he takes over the reins of power?
You know, when you're campaigning, you have to use some kind of a romantic language or whatever language you call it. But you have to appeal to the consciousness of the people so they can vote for you. But when you are governing, the reality is different. So all these things that we are talking about, the economy, the unemployment, things not working for an ordinary Ghanaian, these things are going to come to bear. Pressure is going to come to bear. So we have to wait and see how President-elect John Mahama pulls off this, because voters, as I just said a while ago, they're already agitated. They're looking for jobs. They were promised jobs, and they're ready to take up those jobs. So we have to wait and see how he pulls this off.
So he's under pressure even before he takes over. Very quickly, what do we know about the process of transfer of power, the inauguration? When and how is it done in Ghana?
So very smoothly. For example, today, the two leaders have met. They were supposed to exchange pleasantries and, come the show around, just like it's done in the United States. When somebody loses, the incumbent invites the winning candidate to sit down. It's exactly the same thing that happened today. But as far as inauguration is concerned, that's going to happen in January. So we still have a couple of days to prepare for that. But from what I everything is going to be smooth and transparent. And so far, it looks like people are moving on about their business. As you can see, there was so much commotion or chaos around the headquarters, but it's empty. What I noticed differently, though, is that now the state security has taken over the security of the premises. That's the only difference that I've noticed so far.
Remarkable. And you've been doing a great job covering those elections. Thank you very much, Paul, for that report.